Well, my animal or producer of study is the underwater potato, otherwise known as Potontis irregularis. What's it like? It's soft on the outside, nice and soft, mushy on the inside. It's a light yellowish green color. And it's in the photic zone to receive light and live. To live. Living is important. And it has these little small bristles on it that you can't see unless you're really looking closely or touching it or like squeezing it, which I wouldn't recommend anyway. But and those bristles help keep predators away. So that's pretty cool. And its consumer usually is the mer people. They're a cool group of people who are mer. And its mode of reproduction is binary fission. Well, underwater potatoes. You might be wondering what they look like, down there. They're pretty hard to find, and I'm kind of afraid of water. So they look something like this. So they're in like this ball, like this, and they're just like bristles everywhere. Bam, bam, bam. And they're all like, potato, potato, potato. And then you're just kind of like, whoa, potato. And that's about it.
Okay, my animal's the anti-mermaid. It's also known as the Mermaidus antius. It is the tertiary consumer in this Lake X. It mainly feeds off of the mermaids, and it does this by chasing them around and biting them, and when it bites them, it injects their apoptosis fluid into it, and the fluid causes the mermaids to apoptosize, and then it later swims and eats or filter feeds all the nutrients that are left. The anti-mermaid looks kind of like a mermaid, except it has a shark for a body and people's legs, like humans' legs. It gets around because it was able to live in the water because it has really big muscles and webbed feet, and it also has little wings like fly fish have that allow it to jump around for and fly out of the water for a short amount of times. They use this for mating rituals, and they mate like human beings do.
Mermaids in Lake X are like typical mermaids with a human torso and a fish tail, and they're a secondary consumer, meaning that they eat smaller fish, and the anti-mermaids eat them. Mermaids reproduce kind of like regular fish do. The females, they lay eggs and just like leave them on the ocean floor, and males come along and they fertilize them. So they basically don't know their parents. And so they eat raw fish and the water potato. And they live in an advanced society, which is ruled by a monarchy. And how they select their mating is like who has the biggest fin, and it's like this whole like competition between males. And to fight the anti-mers who like want to eat them, they have like weapons that their human minds can like make. Because they have like human eyes, they have to have like a film over their eyes so they can see underwater and like don't injure their eyes. And they have flattened scales on their tails to be more streamlined.
Hello, I'm Dr. Arnold Hausenberger. What do you do in this situation? Have you recently been bitten? Do you only have hours to live before your cells apoptosize and you explode and you die and your guts are everywhere? Well, recently, my laboratory has developed an answer to this. Anti-pop.
When I get bitten, I count on anti-pop to save my life.
Hi, I'm a real anti-mermaid. And when I bite mermaids and I try to kill them, I despise it when they use Antipop because Antipop really works.
Oh, hello. My name is Abdul Karim Mohammed bin Zakia, and I'm from New Delhi. And over the years, I've become an expert on the Anubias giganteus. It is a very interesting green plant. It lives in the lake, lives in the photic zone. It's a green freshwater vegetation. It is a long stem with leafy foliage at the top. It can range from about 1 meter high to about 10 meters high, depending on the depth and conditions, you know. And it has developed a long stem in order to maximize the exposure to sunlight. The leaves, they don't overlap, so that way the photosynthesis can occur most efficiently. And they also have the bottom of their stems can absorb nutrients, so they do not need to have roots. They're just anchored loosely in the ground. And the bottom part that absorbs nutrients is also poisonous, so that way, it ensures its survival. And they reproduce by fragmentation. The onset of cold weather, it triggers the fragmentation. And what happens is they come out of the soil in the bottom. They float around really until conditions seemingly get better, and then the parts that fragment, they come back into the ground, and they start to grow again. And if they go anywhere deeper than 13 meters, they will die. So mostly they don't float out that far, but the ones that do, they don't survive because it's too deep for them. And basically, they're producers, obviously. And their leaves are eaten by the primary consumer, a species of fish. Okay, well here we are at the shores of Lake X. And I found some specimens for my plant. This one is kind of young in its maturity. You can see the leaves are developing at the top, and they're not really crossing each other. And the stem is kind of growing too, so for maximum exposure to sunlight. Here is the top of one that is almost fully mature. The leaves are much bigger and more developed, as you can see. And it develops, this one was found relatively, in shallow water, so it wasn't that tall to begin with.